The snake's tongue flicked in the air, a sinister rhythm that matched its cold, unblinking eyes. Its gaze was locked onto the swan eggs, glistening and fragile, cradled in their meticulously crafted nest. With one swift strike, it could end their fragile lives. The swans stood trembling, their feathers ruffling in anxious waves. They had spent weeks building this nest, weaving it with reeds and hope, protecting the precious lives that now teetered on the edge of destruction. Their hearts thundered beneath their snowy plumage as they flapped their wings, trying to drive the predator away. But the snake was relentless, its sinuous body coiling closer, inch by agonizing inch. The scene was harrowing. Two parents, bound by instinct and love, powerless against the cold efficiency of a predator. The air was heavy with dread, a silence thick enough to suffocate. A small crowd had gathered at the edge of the pond, but none moved. Fear froze them. Fear of the snake's venom, fear of the unknown. Just when the tragedy seemed inevitable, a figure broke from the crowd. A man stepped forward, his face pale but resolute. He moved with purpose, his breath shallow but steady, his fear eclipsed by something stronger. Without hesitation, he knelt beside the nest. The snake turned to face this new threat, its tongue darting in sharp warning. It hissed, coiled tighter, ready to strike, but the man did not falter. With a sudden, decisive motion, his hands gripped the snake's tail. The serpent thrashed wildly, its sleek body twisting and writhing in fury. The onlookers gasped, their fear spilling into murmurs, but the man held firm, his grip unyielding. Step by step, he carried the snake away from the nest, the swans frozen in a mix of terror and awe. The man's every move was measured, deliberate, as if he knew that his courage could falter with even a single misstep. He walked until the forest swallowed him, the snake hissing and contorting in his hands. Deep in the woods, he released the snake into the underbrush, watching as it slithered away, its menace fading into the shadows. He stood there for a moment, letting the adrenaline ebb before returning to the pond. The swans were still by the nest, their eyes fixed on him, watchful yet softened by an almost tangible gratitude. As he knelt to inspect the nest, he saw the eggs unharmed, still cradled in their safe, warm cocoon. The swans, cautious but compelled by their instinct to protect, returned to their place. They settled over the eggs once more, their wings folding around them like shields. A quiet peace fell over the pond, the tension of moments before dissolving into a calm serenity. For the man, it wasn't heroism, it was instinct. But to the swans, and perhaps to those who had witnessed the act, it was something greater. He had given them back their future, their hope. The man stood silently for a while, watching the swans as they resumed their vigil. Then, with a quiet smile, he turned and walked away, his heart lighter, knowing he had made a difference in a moment that truly mattered.